Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I cleared the left side revive list. The only solo that did not happen but almost did was Jessica Jones at the very end, and I didn't want to redo the run. But I think this is pretty much the perfect team to do the left side and hit 3 of the objectives, because this will fit your 2017, 18, 19 and 20 objective, as well as science and skill champions only, as well as having a clarity champion on the team. And then it is quite easy to do the right side afterwards with newer champions, tech and cosmic only, with House of Mirrors champion. So that is the split how I chose to do these fights. Obviously your champion selection can depend on how many of the objectives you intend to do. But first thing first that I discovered quite quickly is Human Torch absolutely wrecks Wave Vision and also Iron Fist. So for Wave Vision fight, I didn't want to use the pre-fight because I fully intend to solo this fight without it, then heal up my Human Torch, and then solo Iron Fist with the No Flame pre-fight, making that fight significantly easier, because Iron Fist is going to be debuff immune but not passive immune. So the trick against Wave Vision is very simple. Do not let her use level 1 until you have battle power, even if it means you have to take a lot of hits in the block. That's literally it, because as long as you have a bar of power, you can block that level 1, and then once you can block it, then once it's blocked, you basically start ramping up, and then the fight becomes very simple. This is also the kind of key technique in this fight. You just want to make sure that you bait out level 1s only. As long as you have bar power, you can take all the level 1s hits on the block without any issues. Don't use your special attacks, never to fall below a bar power. And then at the same time, you can use just about any champion for this fight. Obviously not as effective as Human Torch, because Human Torch ramps up due to the Wave Vision's level 1 being energy attacks. So he just gets progressively stronger, but any highly ranked champion for most part can do this fight. Just don't use your specials, don't knock her down, and bait out level 1 exclusively. Make sure you have bar power. Life's good. You again, with any other champion here, even if your damage output isn't as high and eventually you die to chip damage, you can still do this fight. You might end up again just being dead from chip damage if your champ isn't tanky enough or the damage output isn't high enough. But this is a very simple way how to do this fight. You don't need to time her level 2, don't push her with level 2, don't deal with those bursts of damage. And super easy. Super simple. This was one of the new fights which took me a couple of tries to kind of figure out, but once you do it, again, you can chip away at her with just about anybody. Just don't use specials, don't do anything else, just that level 1. And yeah, so this first fight's done. Then we move on to the Iron Fist. And Iron Fist with Human Torch pre-fight, super easy. If you do not have the pre-fight, just go for level 3s. And then you still enter No Flame, get No Flames, and you still do damage, just not as quickly. But with your No Flame active, you're just going to be melting this Iron Fist. I could have done a better job initially at knocking him down, but it's not too hard. The entire point here is to block and parry Iron Fist's special attacks. There I should have punished it with a heavy attack in order to knock him down, in order to do more damage. But initially, whilst my ramp isn't as high, it doesn't really matter that much, because once I'm going to get enough smolders by taking all the hits on the block, my damage is just going to go through the roof. There I realized that level 1 knockdowns do not work, which is fine. So I need to knock him down with heavies, which I do just now. And here we can see that at this point, the man's taking quite a lot of damage. He really is. And obviously Human Torch just continues to ramp up further. At this point I already have 226 smolders. My temperature is maxed out. We're taking all the hits on the block here, going for level 2. And yeah, you can't really complain about that damage output. You can visibly see Iron Fist's health bar just kind of leaking out then. And not too tricky here. Once again, you kind of get the mechanics of the fight down. It's a fairly straightforward, simple fight with Human Torch especially absolutely destroying Iron Fist as he is a Mystic Champion. I'm going to go for level 3 as well. Unfortunately, I didn't notice that the protection just came back. So again, not full damage output. Definitely could have done this fight better, but it will be good enough for a solo here. And that's all she wrote. Next up, we have Gwenpool. And Gwenpool is a bit more recent fight, so I did kind of remember it better. It's all about those alternating reverse controls. And again, the key tip in this fight is finish your combos with light attack. And that helps you kind of reset and try to finish your, be aware of when your controls are and are not going to get inverted. I will make a mistake here at the very beginning that's going to cost me majority of my health bar by eating a combo, but I will not die from it, and then the rest of the fight is going to go flawless, so I decided to keep it in. And like right now, go for the level 2. And that's going to be the strategy. You can use, again, obviously different champions here as well without much of a trouble. I don't think Moleman would do too bad here, for instance. And in my initial run, just because I was trying to get KO'd and use a team revive, I actually did very well with Human Torch, even though, there's nothing that works out for Human Torch in this fight particularly well. But you can still do well in this fight, and again, with just about any champion. Now we can see that that Gwenpool, is getting chipped away at. I'm at 19% health, and the main thing is just, don't eat a special and don't eat a combo. Don't make mistake. This fight doesn't require us to take any chip damage, so I was feeling quite confident. I just again need to keep being aware of whether your controls are or are not inverted. Here we can see some solid damage numbers coming from that Red Guardian with that level 2 spam. Kind of wish they let Red Guardian have that second debuff here on the level 2 just to make this fight a bit quicker, because first version of buff of Red Guardian was better for long fights, worse for short fights, and now this final version of Red Guardian buff is better for shorter fights, not as good for long fights. So in this fight it would be nice to have that second trauma, but still, dropped to level 3 there, going for level 2 now. We can see some significant damage numbers there. That was like 110k crit, which is quite nice. Make sure to keep at least one of those passive prowesses active on me whenever, but that kind of happens naturally when you are just dexing that special. And yeah, this is, fairly straightforward fight with all the class disadvantage, with the big mistake at the beginning where I lost 80% of my health. Still straightforward and easy. And the final one is Jessica Jones, and Moleman destroys that fight. I do make some mistakes in this fight, but then I'm just going to finish it off with Red Guardian, I believe, who also should destroy this fight. The key point is you can't really purify the debuffs in this fight. So you do want to enter your frenzy relatively quickly, and then you can just drop your heavies along the way. At some point, I forget that I need to heavy her more often than I do, and she's going to go debuff immune. That's gonna, slow me down some. But here we can see that we're already doing a ton of damage. And this is also a new fight. I can't really explain all the mechanics in play here, but the point is that once you punish her special attack, you get Grit passive, which lets you ignore Unstoppable, which is absolutely super important in this fight. And we can see that she's kind of melting away a lot. And I am still maintaining my charges, which is great. And I'm gonna make a mistake here because I'm being too slow and I don't knock her down. I didn't really want to use her special 2 there, which kind of messed me up a bit. But I still go for my level 2. And with that, we can see that we're also reducing those protection charges. There are quite a lot of nodes in this fight that I should explain better. I might make a separate video on the Jessica Jones fight. But the point is that she's perfectly doable with the most champions if you push her to level 2s and utilize the Grit passive. You cannot use purified champions for this fight. That's like the one kind of like important thing here. But even with this level 2, we can see here that Jessica is getting absolutely annihilated. And here I do make a mistake, and this is about to be all in a second. And my grid passive did not run out here, but we knock her down a bit too late. She already went debuff immune. And here was the worst bit, where she randomly threw that level 1 when I was out of frenzy. So I purified the debuffs, and with that I died. That's why you can't use a purification champion. And then I just went in and finished the fight with Red Guardian. Red Guardian also has slow in his kit. You can easily, keep that slow active just by using your heavy attacks. And then obviously you have the grit passive that can help work in your favor as well. So nothing too kind of crazy for this fight. Just get that slow active, push her at level 2s, and that's it. Go to your level 2, ignore the unstoppable, and beat up Jessica Jones. So here I'm going to drop a heavy attack to refresh my slow. Then I'm going to go for level 2 in just a second. Here, let her throw her level 2, and that's going to be pretty much it, or close to it. Oh no, wait, that last hit of level 2 did absolutely nothing, but that heavy attack crit did a lot. Bait out a heavy attack, push her to level 2. Again, drop my own heavy attack, that's solid 30k plus there on the crit. And she's at 4%. Doesn't have any of her protections active. Another heavy attack, finish the job. So that is a very easy way how to get 4 points, do 3 objectives, and get the left side chest. I will upload a video tomorrow about the right side run. And ultimately, I hope this video was quite helpful to you guys. And yeah, I will make a quick guide very, very shortly. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we